Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. This is the first video I'm putting out. I've had a YouTube channel before, I just never put enough time in it, so I'm gonna just kind of restart that with some different content. This is kind of the first build I'm doing. I recently started getting into The Sims a little bit more, and I wanted to make some content around it. So I made this build. It's just using, I don't even think I used cottage living. I named it a cottage house. It's the Willow Creek Cottage House. It's on my gallery. My name is 56 Vans on there, same as my YouTube profile. I'm just going to go through the video and kind of explain what I did. Oh, I just used seasons. That was it. Seasons and base game. So, you know, if anyone wants it, like by all means, you only need seasons. But yeah, let's just get right into the video. I was going for more of a like um, cottage style in, what's it called? In Willow Creek. I just wanted to I wanted it to be small, and I realized like I chose way too big of a lot for this, and I know that I chose too big of a lot, but I was like, I'm gonna make it work, and I'll put some like debug, like landscaping, which I've never really gotten into before. So this was kind of a first time for me, but I struggle with roofing. I think I did a decent job with it. I have gone back, like there's some stuff in the recording that when I was going back through the house and play testing it to make sure it all like kind of worked. I made sure like I fixed those things. So in the gallery it is updated, and I think the stairs might be different. I'm not sure if I got that on recording, but yeah, I mean, roofing's so hard. I don't know why roofing is so difficult. I could not decide between like the double-sided like angled roof for this like middle portion there. I did not know what I wanted to do with it, and I left it like that for a while, but I'm pretty sure I just went back and like ultimately decided like I think it's a half gabled, I think, I don't know, it's one of those just like slanted roofs. I ended up just going with one of those and fitting it to what I needed it to be, and I think it turned out okay. If I could go back and redo it, if I were to like start this build over again, I would probably spend some more time on the roofing, and like if I were to go back in and maybe put some more decorations up. I think I kind of slacked with that, and I didn't intentionally like plan to use seasons. I was actually going to use like cottage living and a couple other packs that I had, but I figured this would probably be easier for most people because I don't know like on average how many people, like how many packs people have. I know that I just recently started getting them, and so I was like, I don't know, like I really don't. I wanted to just make it so that even people like who don't have those things weren't discouraged from doing like using stuff in the gallery, because that was one of my biggest things when I first started playing Sims. Like I've only started with the Sims 4. I haven't played Sims 3 or anything like that. I did used to play the, what's it called, the one on your mobile, on your phone. I did play that, but you know, that doesn't really necessarily count as far as like this goes, because you couldn't build in that. So like that was new to me. And yeah, I just was never really allowed to play it. And so when I got older, I was like, yeah, screw it, I'm gonna play this game. But yeah, no, so you can see I was messing with the stairs. I deleted underside, so I think the house came out to be under 60,000, so it should be something that's like super doable too if you wanted to play with just a couple Sims. There's only one bedroom and one bathroom. I put some activity stuff there for the Sims because I've noticed that with a lot of gallery stuff, I have a hard time with like finding stuff that, one, I have all the packs for, and two, making sure that it like can house enough Sims that I have. Like right now I'm playing with a bunch of Sims. I'm doing like my first legacy kind of a playthrough, and I had to like build that house, but before I was looking and looking and looking, and I could not find anything that would just house like just for two Sims that I could like easily add on to. So this house provides a lot of opportunity for you to do just that. Like you can definitely make it bigger and change a whole bunch of stuff as your family grows if you wanted to continue using it and use it kind of like a shell, but I wanted to include at least the basics inside of the house. You can see here I was messing around with windows for so long, I could not figure out what I wanted to do. Like I like bounced between a whole bunch of windows. I could not like decide, and then like I put a whole bunch of them up, as you can see, and I was like, is that like too many windows? I think it's too many windows, and I still do like kind of think it's a little bit too many windows, but I know that I went back through and I kind of deleted some and moved stuff. But yeah, no, it was a fun little build. Like it took me, I don't know, I think this took me like 3 hours of real time. So it took me a little bit of time. I'm still getting familiar with, like, I had to look some stuff up for building like F5 just quarter tiles, I believe is what it is. So you can see here I'm messing with the roof again because I was like, I hate it. I hate the roof right there specifically. Like I want to do those builds, but I have a hard time with it. But no, I mean, I wanted just to make this house easy for everyone to use, and it only holds like really two Sims. There's only one bed. And we'll see that here in a minute. This little like bathroom, I was like, I want to make it pink, but I hadn't figured out yet what I wanted the rest of the interior to look like. So the bathroom's a little bit odd, but I love that it's like the odd room in the house, because I feel like everyone's house has that one odd room. Like we have that one, it's called our cat room, and it's just like where our cats like litter boxes are, and like on the other side of the room it's like where their food's at and their water and stuff. like it's our cat room, and there's like an old couch that we actually can't even fit in like the living room that's behind that door. It's like double doors. Like we can't even like fit it in because it's all angled weird. But in The Sims, you don't got to worry about that kind of stuff, which is so nice because there's no way that shower would fit in there. But it was fun. Put that little rug down. I don't think I used any sized up or sized down items. I definitely alt placed a whole bunch of stuff to try and get everything to fit. Like I said, this whole house is play tested. It did work. Everything that I tried worked just fine. Yeah, but no, I went for the whole pink vibe, and it's there's not a pink towel like that I can put on that rack that I found. So I just had to like, that's as close as I could get, and I don't know if just the lighting's weird in the bathroom or if it's like, oh, I sized that painting up. Totally forgot about that. Made it pink, but like everything else matches pink except for that stupid towel, and I could not find a swatch that matches it, and it drove me nuts. But you know, it's fine. Most of these lights are pretty just temporary, except for in the bathroom. The bathroom's done. I don't touch that again. The kitchen, I struggled. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really not like 100% happy with the kitchen, but like it looks pretty cool. It gives me like an old town cottage-y kind of vibe, which is what I was going for. I tried to use like a platform, maybe extra walls, because I wanted to have like, my aunt had this really cool window in her kitchen, and it had like, it was like a bay like that, and she had like plants and stuff in there, and there's like a little shelf inside of it, and I thought it was adorable, and I wanted to try and like emulate that in The Sims, which is kind of hard because we don't really have anything like that in The Sims, and maybe there's a better way to build it and I just don't know of it. But I tried a whole bunch of stuff, and then this I think is from Seasons. No, actually I think that's base game. That bay window's base game, and you'll see there is a way to play stuff inside of it. It is super finicky, and it can be kind of frustrating a little bit. I kind of was going for like a darker, warmer tone, definitely in the kitchen. Trying to keep it kind of basic and have like all the necessities, you know, just, I mean, we're only housing 2 Sims. The one thing I always run into is I never make kitchens big enough for my Sims, and they always run out of counter room, or I put like too many things on the counters and like only one is usable, and it drives me nuts. So I tried to keep that in mind when I was building this. Like I said, everything is play tested though, so everything works. I did try a whole bunch of stuff because I was initially going to put the dining room in this little room over here on the right, but I ended up not doing that because I wanted to make there like an office, but I didn't want to add another room because it would make the hallways too small. It would make the house feel too small. I wanted this house, even though it is small, I wanted it to feel big, and I wanted it to like feel homey and like, oh, this is, you know, someone has lived here forever and ever and ever. Like that was the vibe. And like cottage, you know what I mean? Like just kind of vibed out, I guess, in like a nostalgic kind of way. Because for me, like I remember like my grandma's house kind of looked like this, and I don't know, just I always see houses like this, and it always is just nostalgic for me to do it. So I figured I'd try and just, you know, give it a shot. I didn't have like a whole bunch of stuff in mind when I made this, other than just like the basics, like I mentioned earlier. I like that fridge. I really do like that fridge. And then if you guys didn't know, inside of your cabinets, you can turn off. It's in the bottom right down there of that little, you know, the little screen. You can turn off auto counters, and then when you press the little gear icon, you can see it right here in the video really well. You can see I have access to like all these different cabinets that you probably didn't even know existed. I didn't even know of that until like, I don't know, maybe a week ago, and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna be using that on top of the because I'm not using super tall walls. The cabinets were weird to place. I thought that they would be too low, especially for the fridge, because I know that it's been like this huge issue where like, I think it actually might be that fridge that fits in everything, but some of the fridges clip, and it's so frustrating. So I double put those 2 really, really small cabinets on top of each other to add a different type of texture in the kitchen, to make it just like a little bit easier. Not easier, to make it a little bit nicer. Cookie jar, I went for like an orange, like earthy toned, excuse me, theme here, just to, you know, and if you guys have never had to place, like, I'm sure most people have, but when you try to play stuff like this and like it just automatically like locks, it is so frustrating, and you have to like keep moving stuff, and it takes forever. The salt and pepper shaker, that thing gave me like a hard time. I could not figure out. I thought like maybe I want to put it on a shelf. I literally just gave up in the middle of it. I was like, no, I'll come back to it. Like you could, I just dipped it. I was like, I'm done. I can't do it. I need to take a break. I need to take a break from this stupid salt and pepper shaker. It's driving me nuts. This is how you alt place into those windows. You use the 0 and 9 keys on your keyboard if you ever wanted to like move them up and down. Like that. And I had to look from the outside of the house and like guess. And you'll see here that I did a lot of like back and forth and had to make sure. But yeah, no, I think it looks good. Like, I actually love it. I wish that I would have gone back and put like a shelf in there. like in the very middle. I did put the pots and pans, and I know they clip a tiny bit, but honestly, it's so limited. I didn't think it was much of a problem. I mean, if you do hate the clipping so much, by all means, you can delete it. But I love that it adds like some more accents on the walls. I wish that I had some more artwork in the base game that I was able to add. There is a lot, but there's like not the vibe I was looking for, which is what was kind of upsetting. Well, not upsetting, but it was, you know, sad because I wanted to match this vibe. This is like that little study area. I thought like maybe I'll put it that way, but I thought playtest, like I didn't playtest it, but I don't think that it would have worked. I think the chair would have intersected with the bookcase, and I don't think it would have been super usable. So I made sure that this does work. I did playtest it like this. I didn't change it after this. And then I was kind of going for like, I don't know, like a weird office, kind of like from the Umbrella Academy almost, but way minimized, like by a lot, because obviously that office was huge if any of you have seen it. So I wanted to still make it cozy enough and make it a decent color, because I love the blue swatches, and I already know that I'm going to be a victim of it, of like sitting there and only making blue houses and like blue types of things, and I'm not trying to do that. I love the color blue, but not that much. My cat just walked behind my camera, or my whatever it's called, my light. Put some like little bits of clutter there, little like thing. Oh, that's from, I think that one's from Seasons, a little umbrella holder, which I thought was so cute. Honestly, I wish I would have gone back through. You'll see here in a minute. Like, I love this little tiny living room because it's perfect for 2 Sims. Like, it is, you know, you don't need a whole bunch. There is like a lot of chairs at the table, but that was really just to, I don't really know. It was kind of just to add, like, they wanted a dinner party, I guess. I wish I would have gone back through and looked at the swatches for those coats, because I kind of placed them because I was getting so tired. I was recording this so late at night, and I was like messing around with all this stuff, trying to get it like all put together and add clutter and like trying to make it so the house doesn't feel empty, because sometimes I don't spend enough time doing stuff like this, like decorating my Sims house, because I worry about how it'll play. I don't know why. It's just like this weird irrational fear that I have, because some stuff has clipped, or like some of my Sims have died because like I had to alt play something and it like ended up being super funky. Like, I don't know, it was so odd. But so I try to be careful and make sure it's like not in any pathways. I do have a current house I'm working on, and one of my like my other saves that has like a fish tank in the middle. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I mean, I'm still messing with it. I'm trying different types of build ideas. I think the next one I'm gonna do is gonna be Dream Home Decorator. I really love that pack. It is one of my favorites. It just has a lot of like more modernist stuff, and I really want to try and build a house like that using like platforms, because I've never really used platforms before, and I think it would be a fun challenge to give myself. As you can see in this bedroom, I love plants. Like, I wanted to put a whole bunch of plants in this room, but I don't know how many people have that plant kit. I ended up getting the plant kit, but I have I have a whole library full of like random ones I got off of, it was one of those Sims websites that you get a bunch of custom content from. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was one of those, and I like got a whole bunch of them, and there's even like a little porch swing I was going to put on there, but I realized that most of that probably wouldn't show up, so I left it out. But I can definitely do a build with stuff like that in there, and I would love to. I just want to make sure that like the stuff I'm making right now is able to be accessed by as many people as possible by using like limited stuff and still making it look not terrible for a cheap price, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm working on right now. I'll definitely go into some like crazy builds at some point, but right now I'm trying to just make stuff that's playable, because ultimately, like, I want to be able to play with it. Like, I spent all this time on it, I should be able to play in it, right? That's what makes sense to me, so that's like what I want to do, and be able to like build it and play in it. Like, ultimately, I love this little patio. I just recently started doing this in my builds, where I put this little patio outside of like either a rec room or like the master bedroom. I love to put these little patios and like put different textures on them. I think it adds a really cool depth into the build itself, and not to mention it adds a little bit of outside that won't like kill your Sims with seasons, because I mean, like, they can freeze to death, but they won't get clipped on anything. There's also like sunbathing. You could put like a massage table out here if you really wanted to. Like, you could put a cauldron out here. Like, you could put all sorts of stuff. I just ended up putting this because I thought it looked super cute, and it does overlook the backyard, which I ended up not terraforming. I ended up putting like a whole bunch of like debug trees and stuff. I could not find the Willow Creek trees. Like, I know they're there because I saw them, but I couldn't find them again when I went into it. I don't know why. I do love this, but I like wish that you could do terrain paint like that by placing more so. Like, I wish I could have that pattern of those bricks, but place them block by block like how you do most stuff, because I don't have the steadiest hand, so it was kind of hard for me to draw like a straight line, which I know sounds stupid, but like my brain doesn't work. These are all debug stuff. This is all like debug stuff. I wish that like the stuff I had chose didn't really have any like swatch options for it, which was sad because I wanted to definitely put some. This stupid tree in the middle of the recording. Oh my gosh, it drove me nuts the whole time. I don't know why. It was so frustrating for me, but like I would try to like zoom out and then the stupid tree was there and I was like, I swear I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. It was driving me insane. I haven't actually looked at this house in other seasons other than I think this is in spring. I did see it in summer and it is super cute. I don't do terrain paint. I really don't, but I was really trying to in this video and it just, you know, it is what it is. Ultimately, it really is what it is. You can see I was trying different trees. I did not know what that was and I was just curious. It's a giant bridge. You find some crazy stuff in debug. It's super cool. I should have like, I wish I would have gone back and sized up that tree. Oh my god, I saw that tree and I was like, I have to put this in the build. I have to, like, it's beautiful. And I put like I think I ended up putting like a swing set outside of it because initially I was gonna have kids in this game and I was gonna build a kids room, but when I had done the floor plan and everything and like I still needed to add activities for people, I just didn't have room in that house and I didn't want to start all over again. So I was just kind of like, all right, no children in this one, you know, at least. But I know the adults will use the swings because in one of my games right now, my pregnant sim is like addicted to being on the swing. I don't know why, but she loves it, and it's her favorite thing to do. I figured to fill in some space, we'll put a little pond in here. I didn't see any problems with it, like a little water feature. I don't ever really use them, and I figured like now would be a fun time. I thought about maybe putting this log and no, just no. I didn't realize that the ducks clipped. I looked at it afterwards after I'd uploaded it and recorded everything, and I didn't realize that the ducks had clipped. So I was like, oh no. They're still in there, so if you want to like look at the hilariously clipping ducks, by all means, please download it. Again, my name is like 56 Fans. It's on the gallery, it's on YouTube, on Twitch. I don't really stream on Twitch as much anymore. But yeah, we'll kind of just see where everything takes us. This is the first build I've done in a hot minute. And this is kind of the first time I've ever recorded it. So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to everybody later. Bye.